Yeah, so I'm gonna do about a half hour to an hour long walk. I don't know how long it's gonna take me, realistically. But I'm just walking down to the Mont Lake Library. I got the coffee in hand, so I might take a few stops to set it down because this joint kind of hot. I got a 16 ounce. I don't know why I got a 16, but I should have got a 12. You know, but this is a live stream right here. So if you found this video somehow, you know, hey man, I'm happy you came here. Let me just get right into it, bro. If you're black or brown in a gentrified city, so I'm born and raised in Seattle, man. Let me tell you something funny. I'm born and raised here. So back then, you just walk through. I lived on the back streets, alleyways, and shit. Not like a homeless person, but I just been living and walking through that shit my whole life. So some shit was normal. You know what I'm saying? Certain acknowledgments were normal. You feel me? I'm not saying this on a tough guy thing. I'm just saying it on a reality thing. And as time went on, you know, more gentrification happened. More people moving into the neighborhood that weren't from here originally, not understanding certain cultural norms, I guess you would say. Things like that. But this kind of applies to someone like if you just I don't know, man. I know myself to be. I try to be a very generous and nice person throughout my days, like daily, weekly. But despite my personal efforts and despite how my friends and family know me, the general public doesn't know much about me. So I guess I don't know, man. I'm just finding out more recently. People tell me that, like, I had a friend recently. It's like a trans friend of mine, and they're like, "You're kind of intimidating," but I realized that you're just that way in a very protective way. And I was like, man, is that how y'all really felt about me this whole time? So a lot of times I don't really know how I'm perceived or how people see me or how they look at me. Because in my heart, I don't know, man. I'm just trying to be a good dude. So it's kind of hard to, I don't know, man. Like, it's fucked up. I'm about to be 32 next month. And it's like, I just didn't know this whole time. Motherfuckers was scared of me. I was just trying to be a nice person. So it's funny because I was walking around carrying the fear. Personally, I was carrying the fear my whole life. I walked around with a bit of anxiety and I made it head first every time, but maybe it was that whole thing that kind of got me through everything. But anyway, despite what I'm saying, this kind of applies to people that, if you're black and you're brown and, you might not even know that you're intimidating to some people too, but, I come to find out the hard way that, hey, what is this shit on the ground? Hold on. Anyway, I come to find out the hard way, like, yeah, people just perceive you differently than you perceive yourself. Oh shit, my bad. So with that being said, let me talk about this, man. Every city, damn near every town, GT gaming was good. What skank hunt? I don't know who you are, man. I don't know who you are. But let me start off with this. If y'all don't know, if you hear from the playback, I'll communicate with the live chat, so you can check the live chat to see who I'm speaking with. But anyway, so a lot of times you might not know that you're intimidating or whatever. Like people just look at you a certain way. I come to find out in my own neighborhood I grew up in, with the new white people moving in and the new white ladies moving in, the new Karens and whatnot. They were the ones trying to like call each other. You know what I'm saying? They got a little neighborhood watch thing going on. They'll get in contact with each other and they'll kind of say like, hey, there's someone walking around the area. Hey, there's someone right outside the house. There's someone in the alleyway. There's someone in the back street. There's always doing some weird reports. And the funny thing about that is, like, you over here reporting on someone that's lived here for 20 years, reporting on someone that's lived here for 15, 20, 25, 30 years. But that's how they, when their comfort is challenged and shit like that, they get intimidated. So you got to be mindful of these things. These are outside of your power, but what you can do within your power is recognize, pretty much in most cities and small towns, you have if I say small town, you have a university or a college in proximity. This is my theory, at least, and it's worked for me. So I'll share it with you guys. I will share with you guys. Let me stand right here and wait for this car to pass. It's noisy as hell, so but it's kind of noisy as hell. So we're gonna see. Okay. So I bet I'm like double checking a whole bunch of shit at once. Let me get through this. All right, so right now I got this Seattle U hoodie. I mean, my bad. It's a crew neck. It's a crew neck. Seattle U. Like I said, born and raised in Seattle. The one thing that I realized, I had bought. I think somebody bought for me, but I had bought. I can't remember what it was. It was like a. It was something related to colleges. It was like a. I forget exactly what it was, man. I try to remember my first hoodie I bought. It had to deal with colleges, but it might have been University of El Paso. If it wasn't that, it was something dealing with Seattle U or UW or even my old high school. But nonetheless, I realized something that whenever I had school gear on, like gear that pertained to the school, you know what I'm saying? That yo, it's noisy as hell. Any gear that pertained to like a college or university, I was getting fucked with less. It was kind of weird. It was a strange thing that I realized. So like, this is kind of a fucked up fail safe. But if you get a hold of it, man, sometimes you even got to root for that city or that team or that college. Sometimes you don't even have to root for them, but just simply wearing that shit will get some people off your back. Now I'll tell you from personal experience. Like I said, in order to access my house, you got to go through alleyways and shit. You got to go through back streets and then get to alleyways. You know what I'm saying? There's a main street, but the main street that I'm on is hella dangerous sometimes. So, and nonetheless, you have to walk through it. So a lot of people don't want to walk through it. But here's what I'm saying. For me, I would always have to walk through it just to get home. So the fucked up part was cops would randomly just be tailing behind me, just trying to figure out who I was or where I was going. And I'm like, I'm really just trying to go home. And sometimes I had to tell them, like, I'm just going home. I'm just trying to go home. And then every now and again, some cops would tell me. And this is back when I was just wearing plain clothes or whatever the fuck I was wearing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I had, like I said, certain colors on that might trigger somebody, whatever, etc. But nonetheless, I had that shit on. And then I can't remember when, again, I forget what year it was, but I had my first university hoodie. I wore that shit. I had a school hoodie. I started walking places. And not only, and this is the fucked up part, this goes into institutional and internalized racism. Not only did people from my own area stop they wasn't really trying to check who I was. I mean, if you knew who I was, you knew already. But for those that didn't know, they might want to ask some questions. But then people didn't ask me no questions. They just thought I was a student. You feel me? That's the other crazy part, man. That's the other crazy part about all this. Is like when you start to see, I'll say from a neighborhood perspective, when you start to see another black and brown kid on track to be a university kid or like a fucking, jazz band kid or whatever, usually they get a pass and they get left alone. At least, I'm from that era. I don't know how shit is now. So I started to remember like there's this weird power of like people stop fucking with you. Now, here's my thing. If you want to be kind of like how I felt, where you want to just stay true to who you are, then yeah, you don't want to have to play the games that get you, the little workaround. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to sit there and I'm just doing this just to survive type shit, because that applies to everything. You know what I mean? People feel the need to drug deal to just survive, but that's not really their passion. Some people feel the need to like, oh, I'm with a crew of people that they're robbing houses, so I got to do what they do just to survive, just to get by. But it doesn't really relate to your spirit or your passions or who you are as a human being. So, the same thing applies, even though it's on a more lightweight level. You gotta think that that's a lightweight level right there. To just say like, I'm pretending to represent this university, or I'm wearing this university thing or this college thing just to get through the day. But sometimes, man, like you can't even blame somebody for wanting to get through that shit, whether that's me or the next person. You understand? Let me prop this shit up, man. My shit is hella hot. It's hella hot. I gotta get my ears out. So yeah. The point I'm making is like, it's a slippery slope, man. When you make this decision and this choice, some people will live with the continued scrutiny of just being born in the skin and the look that they have, which I respect. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not saying that you should be ashamed of who you are, but also just think about this, man. You got to understand, when you navigate through certain places, you need to get through it. Sometimes you need to just have that hoodie on, that crew neck. You know what I mean? And the point I was making was that I got hoodies from all different cities. I've visited so many different cities. I've just decided, the first thing I decided was when I visited El Paso. That's one of the first places I visited. When I visited El Paso, they had this place called a UTEP, University of Texas El Paso, UTEP, UTEP. And I was like walking around the city. I was like, bro, what is? I was asking people in the Lyft ride. I was asking people around the city wherever I went. I was like, what's the team around here? Like, what's the team y'all root for? Like, there's no major cities or like, what's going on? Do y'all fuck with the Rangers? What do y'all fuck with? A lot of people are like, man, we fuck with the Dodgers, like for whatever reason, because it's Western Texas proximity. Most people would just root for SoCal. So I'm like, that's really interesting. I thought they would fuck with the Rangers, but they have a team called the Chihuahuas, which is like a G League team or whatever, or like a minor league team. And the minor league team of the Chihuahuas is technically underneath the Padres, but they don't even fuck with the Padres. They fuck with the Chihuahuas, even though they're a affiliate of the Padres, but they don't fuck with the Padres. They fuck with the Dodgers first. So there's all this kind of like technicality shit. So I was like, damn. And then like multiple people are like, this is mainly a college town. And because of that, most people will root for University of Texas El Paso. So that's UTEP, the miners. So I'm like, that's really interesting. So that's how the whole journey started. I went to fucking the campus to UTEP. I went to go find a little bookstore, community store thing. I was like, let me go find some gear. Found a UTEP hoodie, found a UTEP hat. You know what I'm saying? I even got some Chihuahuas gear when I went down to the stadium where the Chihuahuas play at. So that was a whole thing in of itself. Now, mind you, like I said, when I got back wearing all the new shit, I got back to Seattle. I was wearing all the new shit. I had the UTEP stuff on. Then I had another planned trip to Tampa. Went to Tampa, got me a Tampa, University of Tampa, Florida hoodie. I got a crew neck for University of what is it? Southern Florida, USF. You know what I'm saying? So like everywhere I went, New York City, UNLV. I got the NYU. I got the UNLV. I got the Columbia University crew neck. I would just, UTEP started the whole thing for me to collect these crew necks and these hoodies. And the funny thing was, everywhere I went, the reception I got from people was strange. You know what I'm saying? So at times I wouldn't try to capitalize on it, but I realized how much it made me laugh because I would sit there. I used to go to these little chicken stores. I used to go to Ezel's, if you know, you know. And I only get the chicken strips at Ezel's because, the chicken don't taste the way it used to be, man. Like 90s, 2000s, Ezel's was like the shit, but like, I don't know. Nowadays, I only fuck with the strips, but maybe it's just me. Even when my mom was still alive, my mom was talking shit about the taste of Ezel's. So that shit changed a lot. A lot of people fuck with it, but that shit ain't that great. I'm gonna be honest with you. So anyway, fuck what I was saying. So I started rocking this shit, and I started to realize same back streets and same areas I used to go through, where like random white ladies would look out the fucking window of their house and just try to, what's he doing? Where is he going? Type shit. Sometimes I would just rock the hoodie, just to stay warm, just to have something to put on, and I'll start getting treated differently. I'll go inside these Zales. I'd go in the old chicken stores. I'd go in the fucking corner stores, the places I used to visit. Motherfuckers used to do the same shit every time. Oh, did you go to NYU? Oh man, are you from Florida originally? Just asking me all these random ass questions, and I'm like, these motherfuckers know me. But come to realize, looking back, like I said, back in those days, I go to them same stores. I go to them same shops. You know what I'm saying? Same stores, same shops. Back then, before I got the hoodies, before I got the crew necks, and motherfuckers just wouldn't make eye contact. They was just trying to make the sale, whatever they were selling. You know what I mean? They sitting there trying to sell shit. If I was trying to buy a Black and Mild for the homies, if I was trying to buy a Swisher for the homies, if I was trying to get a bag of chips and some soda, whatever, just trying to get in and out. The motherfuckers wouldn't want to look at me. They would just, take the payment and I would just be on my way. But I realized they was treating everybody like that. And it started to show over time. It really started to show over time. So I say all this to say, man, you see motherfucker right now walking down the street, cup of coffee, university crew neck on, right here on flex. on normal, whatever. Just walking down with the whole, come on, man. You know, Sonic shorts, man. Sonic shorts, man. Looking real preppy. Funny shit like that, man. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. But you know, it ain't that dangerous today. I'm just saying it's not that dangerous in general. But um, yeah, man. Sometimes you'll be standing there. It's just little shit. I realize, man. You be standing there at the bus stop. You know what I mean? I'll be standing there at the bus stop and motherfucker look you up and down, trying to do it without you noticing. Just trying to examine you and trying to feel out who you are, just standing there. And they'll realize like, oh, this person right here is a college kid or someone that just came back home from college. If you got some out of town gear and merch. Now the whole point I was making was that it don't matter what small town or wherever you're from. I'm encouraging. Hold on, man. We got a little cut right here. I might post it right there. I'm just now seeing this shit. It might not be brand new, but it's new to me. You feel me? Might not be brand new, but it look new to me. Seeing it out the corner of my eye, I might have to just come out here a little more often. Yep. Damn, it's a whole park. That's what it's looking like. But yeah, if you're living in them small towns or them sections in them areas where you got something like that going on, why not make it happen? You know what I'm saying? Secure yourself, man. Secure yourself sometimes, man. That's the best thing you can do for yourself. Secure yourself. You understand? It's a bigger, I'm joking around. I'm having fun with it because for me, I'm going to always live who the hell I am. But at the same time, some people need that safety. They're not really built for the altercations. You understand? I was also part of organizational groups where we knew how to say certain things and that, we knew our rights when it came to dealing with police and whatnot. So we just deal with shit accordingly. That's just us though. That's just us though. You can't really ask everyone to be on the same page, if that makes sense. So I'm really just, at the end of the day, for being serious, I'm just saying all this as a fail-safe for those struggling through that kind of predicament. Let me stand over on this side. I'm trying to sit in the sun. And that sunlight right there. That's a nice little park. Hold on. Nice little park joint right here. Look like the hoop is adjustable too. Is that a 10-footer? I can't really tell. But yeah. I might grab the ball right there. Hold on. I might do it. I just might do it. People out here leaving rings and shit. I don't care about that shit. How's it going? So yeah, man. That's my piece of advice in terms of that. Here, let me flip this. It's kind of bright. Might just sit the other way. Sun's right behind me. Here we go. Let's see if I can prop this up. As good as I'm gonna get it, man. All right. How's it going? That's my fail safe though. That's my little advice today. And realistically, I say all that to say like, even when I get, let me prop this up. Even when I get to talking to people and they ask me questions, whether I'm from Florida, you from Texas, you from, oh, did you go to NYU? Like I was sitting there grabbing breakfast before a Beyblade meet one time, and the lady was like, "Did you go to NYU?" I was like, "Oh no, I didn't go." So I just got the hoodie on. I was like, "Yeah, I visited New York, so that's my memorabilia right there." So I'm usually really big on like, how's it going? No worries. Yeah, I'm really like big on like letting them know like I'm from here originally, but even when I talk to people from the neighborhood, I let them know like, "Hey man, travel outside, go see some stuff. Go get yourself some memorabilia. Go have some stuff where you look down at what you're wearing, or like a hat that you bought. I bought a Mets hat because I was in New York, right? Bought a Yankees hat because I'm in New York, right? Brooklyn Nets. Same thing. I got some Knicks gear from my dad and my cousin. But my whole thing was like, when you're doing this, you could look down at something, say this was the journey. This was a time period where I kind of really stepped out, finally, outside the zip code, outside the neighborhood, outside the city for once. You know what I mean? It does something for you as much as it does a sense of protection. So I want to bring that full circle. It has this weird protection thing. And then you get a cup of coffee, man. If you ever get a chance, I never thought I'd be much of a coffee drinker, but if you watch Godfrey's comedian Godfrey, he has this thing about walking around with a cup of coffee as a black man. It's kind of funny. Watch that shit. I ain't gonna spoil it. That shit hilarious. But all them things is strange defenses as much as they are things that could benefit you. You know what I mean? Go outside, you ain't gotta visit the place. You can actually just order it. That's what I'm saying. If you're in a small town and you got like a PayPal credit and all that shit, yeah, I'm sweating out here. PayPal credit and everything. Simplest thing you can do is just go and order, some college gear, some university gear, something like that. I kind of want to see, is the hoop in the background? Does that look like a 10-footer hoop? Looks like 10 foot. I don't know. Like, it looks like you can lower it though. But yeah, that's the cool thing, man. Um. Oh man, that shit scared the hell out of me. Get out of here. Watch out. I'm about to stand up because I got flies coming in, man. And I got this fly on me. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense to you. That makes sense to you, man. I was trying to recap. If you're living in the places, kind of like how my city is, man. If it's looking like that, and you deal with a bit of a, it's not a hate crime until it is, but when you deal with that stuff, because it's funny. Every time I visit, like I said, I go up the hill all the time. Hit the library up there. They're close today, so I'm walking to another one. I'm taking the long way. I'm going north to Montlake, or the Montlake neighborhood or whatever. But because Montlake's a whole different town, I guess you would say. Technically an interconnecting town. But you start hitting them spots. You know what I'm saying? You deal with this, and you wouldn't know. A lot of people don't know about this unless you actually live in the skin of it. And I say this all the time, man. Growing up, I gave police the benefit of a doubt my whole life, or like I ain't gonna say my whole life, but up until my 20s, I'll say, because I remember from you know preteen, teenage years up until whatever, I would deal with like cops just kind of stopping me and just wanted to talk to me about. I just thought they were doing a job. I ain't gonna lie. I was just saying like, man, they might just be doing a job, bro. I can't, because I never went through police brutality, so it's like in my mind I wasn't being harassed, if that makes sense. Like I didn't go through the extreme. So because I seen kids and some of my friends go through the extreme, I'm like, damn, I ain't going through it like that. So my comparison, my notes was like, that's not harassment. But they're like, no, 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 they're still going out of their way to harass you, and you didn't do nothing, trying to get information out of you, trying to just whatever talk to you, and like they wouldn't do that to some random white kid that was just sitting there. And I was like, that kind of makes sense. Lo and behold, I started to realize this. Time goes on, our same white friends, they sit there, they stand around in our neighborhood, just posted up right outside, 2 blocks from the school, just hanging out there where we're at. Nobody bothers them. But, vice versa, if we were to hang out where they live at, go to their little house parties, they shutting it down real quick because we showed up. So it was one thing after another where I started to realize, like, yeah, the more I'm starting to see this, it's like that's a real, it's a real thing. It's even if it's an internalized thing where people can't sit there and say, oh no, no, don't worry, that's not a racist thing. It's just a whole bunch of kids at a party, and it's like, yeah, sure, but y'all shut it down real quick when you seen who was there. Like, like I said, the neighbors wouldn't be calling unless they saw certain stuff. If the neighbors saw like a group of the white kids that grew up in the actual area there, they wouldn't be calling that quick. When they started seeing people they didn't recognize, that's when they start calling. So sure, it might not be on the police. Sure, it might not be on the neighbor. It's always one thing, if not another. But people are always hiding behind certain facts and whatever. But you know, I say what it's to say from personal experience. Living in this skin, living in this body, it's like, oh yeah, I've seen a big difference of people treating me differently. Even people that I just from the area. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing in of itself, man. You know what I'm saying? Also, like you got to think the university and the college gear, it represents a status, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Even I hold that even I personally hold that preconceived notion. Like when I see it, like there's a piece of me that's like I kind of wish I went. I had dropped out, so it's a different story. But sometimes I wish I was on track to getting accepted into UW, just because I got my mom went to she worked there, so it's like I just wanted the prestige of saying like oh yeah, I went to my mom used to work here, went to school here, etc. Whoop wop. You know what I mean? Been on campus, became somebody, whatever. But it just wasn't in my cards, and it wasn't my calling necessarily. So that's a whole thing in of itself. It's a whole other conversation, man. But yeah, Man, I'm losing track of the point. Let me see something real quick. I'm gonna get back to doing these like every day as much as possible, man. You know what I'm saying? That's my little advice, man. That's a small piece of advice. You know what I'm saying? Another thing on some know your rights stuff, man. You know, it's crazy because, you know, like I said, they can do whatever they want to. But if the only words I mean, it's a tricky one, man. Only words you're using, what's the word? Well, sorry, what's the word that they use? They say something like, anything you say can and will be used against you. All you really got to say is, I'm not speaking until, my lawyer is present because you are, you know, depending on the severity of it. Matter of fact, I don't even think it depends on the severity of it. It might, you know, matter state to state, but you're always appointed a, legal defense attorney. You know what I'm saying? There's always legal defense attorneys that are working on, you know, getting hours in and stuff. So you're always working with someone. One second. Yo, man, hold on. All right, there we go. I thought I had to sneeze too, but I almost dropped the phone. Um, that's all you got to say, man. Like, if you really get into, I mean, you can explain yourself all you want, but some people speak more than necessary a lot of times, man. Oh, there's hella spiders here. Shit. So, yeah, I'm surprised I didn't find this joint sooner. Might come down here sometime. Really, it's real nice. Yeah, man. People saw the title and was like, I'm out. I ain't with that. Hold on. Give me a second. It wasn't rocking with it. That's my little thing, man. There's a lot of fail-safe stuff you could do. The other thing you could do, see, and the other thing that people used to do, but this is a little more hot. People used to just sit there and grab a, let's say you hustled up a bit or you had a job or something. People will buy designer clothes. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing. But my issue with that is like it has status amongst people that, you know, I don't say it matters to them, but it's like they value things outside of themselves, and they value designership because they don't value themselves, if that makes sense. So it's a rabbit hole that I don't even like try to deal with sometimes. The whole point I'm making with this is like it's worked before because it creates the value of a person. Someone will see someone just shining, looking good, and it's just like, damn, you taking care of yourself. Anyone taking care of themselves, anyone doing some, you got to think about this. Anyone doing some form of self care, that's pretty much what that is. Anyone doing that is going to be looked at with some form of value. What's going on, Rody? How you doing, Rody? I might be doing it more daily. You know, it's starting to get warmer, Rody. Starting to get warm outside, so you might see a little more from me. Yeah, you might be. You know, thank you for chilling and hanging out, man. GT Gaming dropped in. Who else was here? Skin Cunt was on some weird. I don't even know who you are, bro. That's some weird shit. Anyway, oops, excuse my French. But yeah, yeah. So you know, people in the hood, like you'll see them rocking designer joints or just really nice clothes, and ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, get fly, get fit. But at the same time, it's like, bro, the value system. That's the whole point I'm making. Is like the value system of people finally speaking to you. Like you also don't want them people dealing with you. You understand? People that finally approach you because you're looking clean today because you're, you know, a little well, you know, a little more well, whatever the word is, well mannered or well kept. Finally got a haircut. He looks less chaotic. You know what I'm saying? Like things like that. It's just like people who are gonna value, you know, based off of you want people who are gonna value based off of the interaction and genuine conversations, opposed to the perception of who you are. Because it don't matter how I look, man. I'm telling you, take it from me and take it from some other people. That'll let you know, man. Some people just have intimidating appearances. Apparently, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know this shit. I'm just going based off of how I've been treated. So going through that enough times, you're like, man, I don't know, bro. It's a little strange. Like if I just start rocking shit all of a sudden now I'm more approachable. Like what happened to them same people that were dealing with me person to person, you know? I'm just trying to stay out of trouble. My whole life I've been trying to stay out of trouble. Shit always finds me though. Shit, man, we tapping back in with this rodeo. I don't know if you're hanging out or chilling or whatever, but try to get back to doing this daily. You know what I'm saying? And they do have a basketball though. Let me see this because they do got a basketball. I only see the one. Let me know if the mic go out. Oh, that thing beat up. Damn, that thing is destroyed, bro. I don't know if y'all can see it, but this thing look like a coconut. Actually, let me show it to the camera. You're welcome to show this thing, man. I might start doing this actually. I thought about doing this at the gym. You know what I mean? This thing look like a coconut, man. Y'all beat up that basketball. It don't even bounce. It got no air in it. I just messed up. Don't even bounce. That's crazy. From the painted line. Damn. Can't get no good feel on that. Pause. Get no good feel on the ball, man. Ugh. This joint hella dirty. But there it is, man. That thing look like a coconut, bro. I don't know how far the mic can go. That basketball was destroyed, man. The basketball was all messed up. You see some. Was I in the shot? I guess I was from that distance. I still might do it, though. I guess in the future I would have to prop up the phone a little closer. You about to do that. People got clothes over here, though. Hold on. I'm going to move this over. I'll move it over. Let's see. Grab it right there. That's as good as I'm gonna get it, bro. Yeah, that basketball has long been abandoned. You can still shoot it though, so I might just do that for a little bit. 33. We killing time. Why not? I'm a little early. No, I'm a little late. I was earlier a while ago too, though. That Pat's leaving too. Yeah, joint hella dusty. Let me show you in a second. This joint look like a coconut, bro. I'm telling you. Look like they tore it up. See what I'm saying? It looked like they tore it up. Yeah, I might have to start doing this realistically, man. And I got no skills, but I got no skills, but it's like I might have to hit them little parks. You know what I'm saying? And just do a little bit of this for like an hour because it's a good workout. It's warm outside. You know what I'm saying? It's warm outside. You know? You feel me? Warm outside, get a little movement in. Just whatever. Can't even grab the ball because this shit's so like messed up and dirty. as good though. I have these little like markings on the one of my walls or whatever at the house, living room, if you will. And it's kind of funny because that shit is like, how do I explain it? That shit is like 8 feet, 8 foot at the max. But like getting out here for at the 10 foot is pretty good. You know. That's what's fucked up. I can't even dribble the ball. Can't even dribble the ball. So I might have to do this a little more often. Just something like this, I even thought about like bringing it to the gym because he got the outlets over there. Bring it over to the gym, kind of just stay hooping, whatnot. I mean, my bad, not hooping, just stay, boxing and whatnot. Keep it in view. Stay on the same bag. Do my little routine, whatever. That might be my new thing moving forward. I was like, I was supposed to be doing these like every 4 days, but I don't know, man. Maybe that's the move, maybe not. Strange thing is, people have been tapping in with the actual, just normal content, so it's been kind of throwing me off a little bit. Damn. God damn. That's how long it's been, man. Not that I was ever good. I'm also not trying to move that tough because move that hard because I ain't trying to be sweating when I get to the library. You feel me? It is what it is. I'm glad I found this little joint, the little gym right here. Somebody put the chalk line for the free throw. Hey, there it is. That ball feels terrible. Pause. The ball feels terrible. Pause. But I kind of needed that, man. I need to get my legs moving and whatnot. Get that going. Get some coffee or something. Go on, Rody, still chilling, man? I gotta, you gotta end on a good shot though. You gotta end it on a made shot. So it's wherever the ball at, right? Wherever the ball at. Too high, too high. Leave it there. Yeah. Oh, you got a little mini basketball right here. It's for the kids though. Kind of funny. Yeah, man. I'm chilling, man. Kind of crazy, yeah. Yeah, man. There goes my little, whatever, my little pointers, whatever. I might have to hit the cut right here just to piss too. Dang. 1 second, actually. Then I'm a bounce. I ain't no hooper though. So but it's a nice workout, man. Basketball's a really good workout. So I might be doing that more often. Maybe I'm gonna prop that up more often, you know? That's what I'm thinking about now that I got some reps in right here. Other funny thing to talk about in regards to the gentrification and whatnot is they'll have you, if you ain't strong minded or aware of who you are and your environment and everything, man, they'll have you feeling like you infiltrated something that already was. You know? That's the issue too with the whole standard. The whole standard being set. You know? The standard that's being set ain't you. Yeah, you black and brown like the rest of us, man. I say this all the time when I was a kid. I was seeing movies and TV shows, and it was like, we was either always getting help, people from the islands, people from, what is African roots or Native American roots, whatever. They was always getting helped out, and there was always like these white heroes, this white hero complex kind of things. So people kind of just wait for them handouts. That's another thing. That's a deeper, you feel me? That's a deeper hole, whatever you call it, plaguing us. You know what I'm saying? So when we do wrong, we be feeling like we doing wrong 10 times over. Someone do right for us, we don't even want it to be somebody looking like us sometimes. That's why I can't even front when somebody take a handout from me and don't give a fuck about me in the long run. I'm like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I see the whole scheme. It ain't really their fault, but nonetheless, it's painful. You feel me? It's painful. Hold on, man. I gotta make sure my wallet's in my pocket. That shit crazy as hell. So yeah, that's how it got me feeling. There it is. Let me make sure all my shit in my pocket right now. But yeah, man, gotta pay attention to things. That's kind of nice, man. Like I wasn't even able to dribble the ball. I was doing some straight, spot up kind of joints, but even then, that was good to get my legs moving. That dirty ass basketball. I gotta wash my hands when I get to the library. That shit look like a coconut. That shit's crazy. You're wild to me. But yeah, you in them spots, you in them areas, man. It used to affect me a little bit, but I really started to just sit there and, I ain't gonna say apply myself, but started doing the knowledge a little more. Started seeing shit for what it was, and I was like, damn, this is bigger. This is bigger than me, man. What's going on, Rody? You dropped in twice? You dropping in twice, Rody? Appreciate it, man. Rody, I'm trying to keep my phone out the sun because it's gonna kill my battery faster. But if it's hella bright, let me know. It's a bright day today. Clear skies. Here, let me show you this, man. Let me show you what we're looking at. Down the hill, MLK down there, and then over yonder, that's Bellevue, I believe. But I'm walking through. I'm going north. I'm on foot going north. That's why I was talking about all this shit today. But you start walking north, start seeing some shit, some people. You're like, who is this? Get treated real quick like you don't belong type shit. So that happened a lot, man. I'm very mindful. That's PTSD though, really. That's the PTSD, really. Unfortunately, I hate to say it that way. Rody, you said how? How for what exactly? It's just like I'm trying to put my phone behind the backpack. So earlier, it's like see, the thing is, like, if you have your phone out in the sunlight for too long, it starts to overheat. And sometimes if you're charging, it's already hot. So I had my phone charged up one time. The sun was out. It's just overheating the battery, so it's working harder than it needs to. So even right now, because I'm on live, because I'm utilizing live, it's like it's hella hot. You know what I'm saying? The battery's already hot, and then outside is warm. So the warmth mixed with the hot inside is going to overheat the battery. It's going to work hard to try to cool itself, but I have to make sure that I provide the shade for the phone, so then it doesn't it'll turn off on its own. If it gets too hot, it's going to turn off by itself. So I got to be mindful of all that. Yeah, this whole thing is crazy over here. Yeah, so like when you see me walk through the shade right here, like it's kind of nice for now, you know. But I might start doing that. Already, what you think about, man? Let me know if you're still there. What you think about if I just started propping the phone up, go play basketball for a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Just shoot around, say what's up to the chat. I might prop the phone up at the gym. I'm working the heavy bag. I might start doing shit like that. Feel me? So I might start doing really every day. I might start doing that every day, and then every fourth day I'll just do a live chat. So maybe I'll start doing that. That's what I'm thinking at least. What you doing, man? Keep your eyes on the road, damn. That's the other thing too. Let me leave y'all with this, man. Let me leave y'all with this, cause some of y'all, black and brown brothers, man, we out here feeling insecure about ourselves, like we did something wrong. We ain't never did nothing wrong. Let's be honest. They never did nothing wrong, right? Check this out, man. Motherfuckers staring at you, watching you, like you doing something wrong in the neighborhood that maybe you grew up in or you moved into, you pay rent at, whatever. You belong there, right? Motherfuckers staring at you. Man, what's the old saying, man? That shit they used to say, man, black is beautiful. They looking at the beauty, man. So never take it the wrong way. You got to remember, it's not about what they think. It's about what you think. That's what matters the most. It's never about what they think, man. If you know yourself that you are a beautiful human being, if you know you are God within, etc. If you tapped in with all your shit, man, you favored, you blessed, you all that. You cultured, you got all that going on. Take advantage of that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to take advantage of people, but take advantage of yourself, your own blessings, man. Remember who you are, because it's never about what they think. Fuck what they thinking, bro. You understand? What they think and do don't make you shit, man. It don't do nothing for you. You know what I'm saying? You are what you eat. And what they eat don't make you shit, man. Don't worry about them. Worry about you. You know exactly who you are. Stick to it. Stick to it. You know? Yeah, I might start doing that. Like, I'm not good at basketball, but it's fun, man. It's a good game. It's a good workout. It's a nice, I guess like playing a serious game. I haven't played a serious game in a long time, but actually just whatever, just staying active. It's a good thing to do, man. Because you got to work on coordination, hand-eye coordination and stuff. And then like your body's actively moving. You got to think of both offense and defense in the right moments, all at the same time period. You know what I'm saying? I heard hella buzzing. I thought I was about to get stung. I was like, is my time over? It might be over for me. I heard it. But yeah, man. But yeah. Here it is, man. Cup of coffee. I don't know why I grabbed the 16, man. I ain't gonna lie. 16 ounce right here. I don't need all this. Let me show you this view. They just be showing y'all the view the whole time, really. That's the other funny thing too. Some dude showed up in the chat. He said, "You live in a peaceful community." I was like, "I do, bro. I really do. Like, don't get me wrong." And there was a time period that it wasn't. That's the fucking crazy part. There's a time period it wasn't so peaceful. You know what I'm saying? And then it wasn't this gentrified. It wasn't this nice. There's certain pockets and spots where it's just like you had people of all kinds. That's a deeper symptom. It's a deeper diagnosis. You know what I'm saying? Because same thing whether you read Aaron Dixon's book or you talk to him personally, they'll tell you about the old CD and like the old district where it's like you had black families of all different classes. You had some that were more middle class, able to build and, build and buy their own homes. And you had some that were just still working, but nonetheless they were getting there during that time period. They're slowly getting there. You understand? The whole point I'm making is this: the reason why is fucked up is because you go through some of the white neighborhoods up north and whatever, some like more well-off families, they'll get drug and addicted and all that, but because the world still kind of favors and caters towards them, at times they can still bounce back and get on their feet, and they have different resources. They're perceived a certain way, and because the perception is a certain way, they still get the help and the stuff that they need. You know what I'm saying? And this is just my perspective because I grew up in a, I grew up here in a disparaging kind of, if you're black and brown in Seattle, it's different. It's like you go through it in a kind of heavier manner. I've had friends that are black that went through it harder than me, and also some black friends that went through it better than me, because it's all different classes nonetheless. You understand, like people are different, whatever. But a lot of it had to deal with just because I had immigrant parents, so they're trying to figure it all out. But nonetheless, it's nothing negative. I'm just saying, like, it's just a fact of life where it's like this is just what we're going through. But we're going through it together. Some of us excel, some of us leave others behind, some of us are kind of forgotten. It just be happening. But nonetheless, you got to look out for yourself and your loved ones when it's all said and done. All the handshakes you had made in the school years and all the whatever, and you're hanging out with people, you know what I'm saying? You got to still look out for yourself. You got to make sure that you're all good and taken care of. You got to make sure of that. So, yeah. If it starts, if it stays warm like this, I'm going to just try to do this more on live, man. A live a day. Yeah, it's a beautiful city. I can't front. That's the point I'm making is like, during them time periods, man, a lot of them families that were middle class and whatnot got broken apart and broken down simply because of the, you know, it's the structured racism, if you will. You know what I'm saying? I'll give people a small example, a really simple one. I'm not trying to sit here and, no one wants to talk about it because it's been, the whole racist card has been abused in, in the worst way. Like it's been abused for personal gain. A lot of times people will play that card just to get some empathy. I'll give an example. My friend, him and his cousin, well, they're both black, obviously, and then like they lived with this. They were big on. They're both queer, so they wanted to get like a household together, like an apartment household where it's like black and queer kind of people together. So it's like him, his cousin, and then they even had this one, they had this one female up in there. I don't know what the fuck she was. Well, come to find out, she might have just been fronting her whole life. So she living in there. She's cool, honestly, until I started to realize more about her, and they start breaking it down. They're like, yeah, man, she so much didn't want to live in Seattle, and then even worse, she got so tired of paying the rent. She's like, I don't want to work no job. I shouldn't be working no job. She was kind of feeling a certain way. It's like, well, how you gonna pay this rent? Because you leaving us stranded right here. We doing our part, paying our share. You ain't doing shit. So everybody was getting ready to leave that house because she was out here fucking up. Anyway, she starts putting a GoFundMe up. He's like, yeah, I'm a. She starts. This is when she starts playing the empathy card. She's like, I'm a black woman in Seattle and I'm queer and I have all this going on. And she put a GoFundMe up, bro, just to have a plane ticket to go to Japan. So she tried to move out there. And then I think, like, a couple years later, Japan was like, yeah, your visa is up. You can't be living out here based off of this fucking empathy. You can't just keep living off of that. You know what I'm saying? So she wasn't doing shit. She kept on going GoFundMe and kept on asking for donations and handouts. Hey, let me show you the little skull right here. She just kept asking for donations and handouts. See that shit? That shit crazy. Giant skull right there. We're just watching out there. But yeah, so again, people like her and other people, they've abused the card so much, and people are done giving empathy for free. So you really got to explain or break shit down. But I ain't trying to play that card for no empathy, man. I'm just breaking it down. This is what it is. I'm documenting the history and the facts of the matter. It's really interesting. You got beautiful homes out here. Don't trip. Some of the people I don't even know what the story is, but I'm always say well deserved until I learn otherwise. Feel me? That's what I'm gonna start doing. Reporting live on your back streets. Reporting live on the back streets, man. It's a nice ass little PT. See the PT joint with the wood, little grain on the side, whatever. It's a nice looking joint. People got reason to hate. I ain't no hater though. People got reasons to hate. I ain't no hater though. It's all love with me. It's always all love with me. Yeah, down there. I be forgetting what it is. I don't know if that is the lakeside. I don't even think that's the park entrance. There's like I might have to show y'all the arboretum at some point. I might do it, later today. That's my thing. I'm gonna try to attack as many lives as I can today. Why not, man? Because I see my number drop from like 3 to 5, going up +3, +5, like some stats and shit. I'm like, let me get my stats up. I'm gonna stop playing them games, get my stats up, upload them files, go home and whop, get it in them. That's how I'm feeling. I'm gonna get the job done. Ooh, that thing is. Hold on, that dead rat. Damn. Yo, this thing got tore up. That was a dead rat or a bunny. That's a rat right there. See the tail all protruded. Where them birds at? Birds gonna take care of that. I tell you what, though, I get my money up. I'm gonna live in the cut too, right off the main street, just like this, just living. Ain't sure my people good. Like, why? Why not? Show them what it's looking like. I used to sit there and be a hater or whatever. I used to just sit there and talk shit by myself. Just be on some hate shit. I ain't gonna lie. I was walking through I forget the name of that area, that back street, but it's kind of near what is this? Grandview. Hold on, let me put the Wi-Fi too. Oh no, it's already on. It's already on. I'm tripping. So, cause I'm like getting close to the spot, but I might just keep it on too. When I set up shop, I might just keep it on. If y'all looking for me, you can find me. Catch 5 or catch me in the CL5. Either way, dog, the game get live. This shit crazy. They give me a flashback on that shit. Hit me with the flashback. I'm gonna tell you a secret about Bane, man. You probably already knew it, man. I'm like a quarter retarded, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. So, this shit works out because I could just entertain myself all day anyway. Hey, there was a time period I thought about this to myself. I was thinking, I was like, man, worst case scenario. You know how it is when like people just sit there and like they don't have like what's it called, like someone to call or like company or whatever. So people just end up talking to themselves. But the thing is, you see the same shit with like, and I don't mean this in a funny way. I'm just saying it truthfully. You see it within the homeless population. No one wants to kind of deal with them or talk to them. Let me get on this side of the street, get some shade. But you see that, excuse me, out in public, and you just I don't know what the word is, like when you recognize it, you're like, damn, some people for them they talk shit. For me, I'm like, shit, and a lot of us ain't that far from that. All you need to do is just lose your house, lose your job, friends and family. All you gotta do is lose damn near everything, and you probably start talking to yourself too. Not on no funny shit, just being honest. You know what I'm saying? Not no funny shit, just being honest. So anyway, I started thinking to myself a couple months ago, damn near last year. I'm like, man, it's probably me a point. I could see myself tripping out because since my mom died, I was talking to myself a lot. I was just saying things to myself that normally I probably would have said to her. So the fact that she was no longer around, I had no one to say it to. So it started to fuck with my mind, my mental a little bit. But nonetheless, I noticed it. I took note of it. I started realizing, man, right or wrong, it's just something that's probably gonna happen. But fast forward, I'm making a function out of it. Tapping in right now and doing something like this, where it's like, oh yeah, you want live stream, so it makes sense you talking to yourself and talking out loud because they do look and sound a little crazy. Every now and again, I'll walk past like an old head or something, and they'd be like, "Who are you talking to?" Or like, "Are you talking to me?" Well, my bad. I'm on YouTube right now. Or I'm live streaming, or I'm recording a video or something. Even when I used to do I used to walk around. I used to hold the phone close to my mouth, pause, and record the audio version of the Truancy Hour. This is like years ago. And when I was doing that shit, people would be like, "Who's he talking to?" Like I was on the phone or something, but I wasn't on the phone. I just pretended like I was. To spare the embarrassment, but now I could just sit there and be more honest and truthful. That's the path in the life I'm trying to live, just honest and truthful. And with that being said, shout out to the twins, TH3TWINZ, the twins on YouTube, man. Shout out to them. They made me a moderator last night because I've been tapping in with them every time they go on live, and every time I get a chance to tap in, because I don't tap in all the time, but when I do, I try to tap in with them and pause and just sit there and say, "Hey, man, these people are keeping it positive." There's like 100 people. For every 100 people in the chat, there's one of them that says something positive. Does that make sense? There's 100 people in the chat talking about, "Oh, they crusty, they crackheads, they dirty, your motherfuckers really broke." Oh, those are ones you count, those are fives. And like, who cares if it's ones and fives? We staying positive. You wake up and get it every day. They were staying motivated. So like I said, for every 100 negative comments that were coming their way, they dropped. There was like one positive person that was like, "Man, I see y'all, man." So I started thinking about it. I was like, okay, for every 100, there's one. So now, if I jump in and start saying something positive, for every 100, there's two. So I start doing the math. I was like, if every 100 there's two, what's 100 divided by two? That's 50. That means for every 50 negative people, there's one. So I'm over here slowly breaking down. I wanted to help these people because I thought about it. I was like, yo, these people are stronger than me. The twins are stronger than me because them together, the power of those brothers together, man, like literally, they're twin brothers, literally. Like whenever somebody says something negative, they say fuck all that shit. That's why you mad because we happy with the ones, we happy with the fives, we happy with just making. They're happy with whatever they had, the little that they had. They were happy with it, and they were showing it off like it was hundreds. And I'm like, man, I fuck with that. That's real energy because I need that shit. Sometimes I be hopping on live, like I say, it be 0-0, it be 0-1, it be 1-0 type shit. It don't matter to me. It should be looking like a soccer score, and I still get hype. I'm like, you know what, man? Got to get on there and say whatever the fuck I need to say because the documentation and the truth about all of it is more important, and the work effort. You know what I'm saying? Because I said this before. I could sit there trying to chase viral moments and viral pieces of life and whatnot, and just go down the negative path. I could be doing that. My brother said something the other day. My brother said something because we're watching the playoffs, NBA and shit. He's about to say something negative to the New York Knicks and the Miami Heat fans. He's always saying something. Excuse me. He's a Boston Celtics fan, so he's always talking shit to the other the Eastern teams. And then my thing is like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but over time, your whole channel is gonna be some negative shit. All you're gonna do is just be on some hating shit, and it's like, what's next? What's the next move? Like, what do you do after that? When there's no more of this, what do you do left? My guy Roscoe, what's going on, Roscoe? Hey, living man. I'm just walking right now. That's my whole thing. Is like, me personally, I try to avoid it. So when he was saying this as a suggestion for himself, part of me was like, I personally don't care because, I'm just not going down that path. I'm trying to stay positive. So for me, because I'm trying to stay positive, productive, and hardworking as much as I can per day, every day. See, the thing is, when I'm not on live, I'm recording hours and hours of gameplay. Every time I leave the house, hit the library, I upload that shit. I just stay working. I stay uploading. I stay working. Put an hour in here and there. Put an hour in there. You know what I'm saying? Just keep putting the work in. My whole thing is this, man. I'm going to let that work speak for itself. I don't want to sit there and go viral off of negativity. Negativity sells real quick. The crazy thing that the twins were saying, shout out to the twins again. They were like telling the moderators, they're like, hey man, don't delete the negative stuff, just delete the spam. I was like, word? They said, yeah, that negative shit, we feed off of that. They were saying something like, if they say something negative, we meet them with positivity. We just meet them halfway and whoop what. But that spam stuff, get the spam out of there because people are over here soliciting and doing spams. So get that out of there. But when it comes to what do you call this? The negative comments, they're like, yeah, let them ride, man. We deal with them people. That's cool. That's crazy to me. So I'm taking notes from everybody, man. I get inspired for everybody. I might not be them, I might not be like them, but damn, can't act like they don't inspire me. Can't act like they don't move me. So shout out to the twins. Really? That's what it is, man. So yeah, I'm gonna start doing as many of these lives as possible. You're gonna see them slowly roll out. Like I'm gonna do these, but you're gonna see them slowly roll out on schedule too, just getting uploaded throughout the days, throughout the weeks. If you caught it live when it was happening, you caught it right on time. If you missed it, you missed out. You feel me? If you missed it, you missed out. We're gonna try to hit as many as we can. You feel me? Hit as many as we can. Get a whole day's worth of that shit, man. Like that though. So yeah, I'm thinking about that. I might just do some little workout stuff on a day to day. If it ain't basketball, it might be some heavy bag work for like an hour, or something. My data is good until it isn't, man. You know, my phone data is good. It's all great till it isn't. Get back into the, you feel me? Oh shit. Library. We're gonna see. I'm gonna plug the devices in. Get situated. Sit down. Sit right there. I'm gonna see if they got the little spot by the windowsill. If they ain't got that, I'm gonna just see whatever. Post up just so I can upload some files, man. That's a good another 30, 40 minutes right there. You're making it work, man. Either you're working with me or you're not. That's what it's looking like. Like I said, you see me walk through that shit. Nice ass community, right? My guy said it was a peaceful community. I was like, yeah, man. That's all I need. That's all I want. That's what I'm working with. I'm so used to the chaos, man. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with whatever I get. If I'm blessed, I'm gonna show gratitude. Why not? I'm gonna try to pay attention to all the things I need to be grateful for, all the things I need to be mindful of the peace about, whatever. That's just what I'm on, bro. What y'all on? You thinking about negative? See, motherfuckers be thinking about what someone else said their whole lives, man. Your whole life, man. 48 north to south. You already know what it is. A 48 north to south, bro. Hey, some people really be replaying this shit in their head. Like, damn, I can't remember. I forgot what this motherfucker said this or did that to me. Hey, we ain't worrying about no other dudes, man. You thinking about dudes for too long, man. Get up out that headspace, man. Let's go do something today, man. You see the sunshine today. You see this? We don't get a lot of sunshine today. A lot of other places, if you're down the Pacific Northwest, you get more sunshine than us. So that means y'all should be leaving the house, going outside doing something. I don't care if it's boring. Go tap in with the crickets out there. Tap in with the little frogs bouncing around, whatever the fuck y'all living at. Everybody got a phone, got a decent connection. I don't care if that shit look like whatever, 240 pixels type shit. Make it happen, man. Show us how you living. This is how I'm living. You see me? Living in a gentrified area. Whole space, man. Whited out now. Looking crazy out here. Whole space whited out. Hold on, man. Whoa. Seen someone in all black. I thought that was a brother right there. I'm thinking like, what's going on? That ain't him. Shit. Brothers used to live right here, man. And black people used to live right here, man. Brothers was living right here too. You know what I mean? All the people gone, taking people away type shit. Shit crazy. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how I feel about it. You know? Nonetheless, it's happening. Nonetheless, it be happening. And I'm mindful of all that. Feel me? I used to live right there. I don't see nobody. I don't see nobody. That's what's crazy. But yeah, you see me in my spots. I'm only talking to the, white women with the clappers. That's it. I'm like, what y'all doing, man? Everyone else, they ain't trying to deal with me. It's funny because the spot I be going to, it's been like a whole month now, or something right like that, right? I just been tapping in with the same area all the time, so they get used to seeing me. There's one lady, she used to be scared every time she saw me, and then like now, she'd be running into me and she'd be like smiling and shit. And it's funny because like this is how I've been hearing this a lot, but it's starting to become more true and true and true. But racism is taught, man. That racism shit is taught. It's learned, and this because like, all right, check this out, man. Sometimes somebody, this. It's funny because I heard Patrick Beverly say this in his podcast, and I went through something very similar. Where I was like, you just be sitting there, and a fucking white kid who has like no idea who you are, whatever, is just nice and sweet to you, and then like the parents are the ones that are a little worried. They're the ones that are kind of worried about who you are, what you represent, and like what you're doing and stuff. But it's just hella funny how that works, man. You know what I'm saying? Is this? I don't even think nothing green. Shit, I'm gonna go on the other light. But yeah, I'm right here though. I'm right there though. But now the kid will just sit there, and that kid will treat you better than their parents do, than their older cousins or whatever, man. You know, they'll treat you way better. Feel me? Way better. The kids they're not tainted by the thought process. They're not tainted by the internet or the thought of what racism or stereotypes are. They're not thinking about it. They're not thinking about that shit. And because of that, they treat you like another human being or like another person. And it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful shit. Like it's always like it always throws me off because like there's a piece of me because I've dealt with what I dealt with. I be thinking a kid's gonna say something racist or do something racist to me. Motherfuckers be the sweetest people all the time. And I'm saying that based off of like when you raise here, there's some racist ass shit. Motherfuckers stay on some like racist bullshit. I'm gonna quiet down as soon as I walk up in the library. I ain't gonna lie. I respect the library. Y'all seen that video of that one dude? It was like the Asian dude in the university library, and they were over there protesting and shit. And he said, "Hey, hey, this is library. Be quiet," or whatever the fuck he said. Everybody was remixing that shit, putting Sigma, whatever the fuck that shit's called, Sigma, whatever. The fucking bullshit. Hey, let me get up in here and shut the fuck up. This is library shit, man. Shout out to the Sigma Asian dude, Asian Sigma guy, whatever his name was. Shout out to that dude. He said, "Shut up. This library, that." That's what he said. It's a library, that. All right, hold on. Gotta find me a chair. There we go. There's only one outlet though. All right, give me a second. On these seats. Shit, I might have to end it then. All right, y'all. Leave it at that. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Peace.